Hello and welcome back to another video. And Lady Decay is back and she's got a brand new grift. We'll get into that shortly, but I just had a quick look at the start of the video. I have gone through pretty much all of this video. And I just paused it on an inadvertent moment where her eyes look like she's in a bit turning Japanese, as they say. But yeah, put that out of your mind. Otherwise, you probably lose your breakfast if you've eaten. And I might set this to go out over lunchtime anyway. So if you're watching this while you're having lunch, then yeah, you might feel a bit ill. But yeah, she puts on a cosplay outfit a bit later on, and yeah, you might feel ill at the end of that. But what's she selling? Well, let's just go to her channel. She's selling how to. We'll get into it all, but she's selling how to sort of teach how to do YouTube, which nobody can do. Because if I've learned one thing in doing YouTube is that YouTube gurus, quote unquote, talk absolute balderdash. They know nothing about what they're talking about, and there's nothing anyone can tell you that's going to make the algorithm work for you. It'll work sometimes, it won't work others. Yeah, I can post a gameplay video, for example. It does great, and then I post another gameplay video. It doesn't do great. Why? God knows. But you just keep making them. You know, if you're expecting YouTube to supply you with a steady income, you've got another thing coming. You know, people say, "Oh, but you do making all these games. You must be making an absolute fortune." No, I'm not. Might account for one nice night out a month, but that's about it. So, and don't worry, I'm not going to be like her. I'm not asking you to give me money just so I can get sloshed. That'd be a bit bad, wouldn't it? But yeah, it's just she's just full of it, and it's just time to get into it again. But yeah, she talks about doing, trying to do the best on YouTube and so on. And there's a similar video from her husband, which we'll look at as well. But she's teaching people how to do stuff on YouTube. Yeah, sorry, I've got a bit of a ear, nose, and throat issue, a bit like Dreamcast guy or Dripcast guy as he sounds when he's talking. Yeah, she's teaching people how to steal because she's basically ripped off the BBC website font there, or also the BBC iPlayer font. So it says Lady Decade instead of BBC, yeah, whatever it says, iPlayer or something, or I don't know. You can tell if you look at the BBC website, she's nicked their font. And in fact, she talks about time for it. I will just say as well, because I'll probably bring this up as well. One thing she talks about is how to write, produce this, direct that, write your scripts, blah, blah, blah. Every single one of those scripts, for her and for him, are written by somebody else or other people, multiple. They just pay for the scripts, and then they just recite it to camera. And in her case, for every single one she does, she just has a thumbnail which is just given a resting bitch face. And yeah, this is a problem. Oh, put him away, love. So anyway, this video, it's kind of stuck out a bit. Time for a change, moving on. And I've not got around to making this as quickly as I thought I would have done. But I thought at first perhaps they were giving up doing this kind of thing because the hits have really dropped off. Yeah, especially when they're on like 160,000 subscribers. But yeah, sure, she has a blah blah clickbait piece about Lara Croft. But most of her videos are sort of topping out around 20k. Maybe sometimes they go a bit over, but most of the time they're about 11 or 12,000 views. So she's not doing great. And then she has this time for a change, moving on. And then she just goes back to doing the same old shit as before. Which, as I say, she just pays for other people to write the script. And then when she has a video, there she is again. When she has a video like this, what's hubby's video called? Well, you can see from the top of the video there, the top of the picture. Time for a change, moving on, goes to time for a change, moving on. And this is from his. He's on almost 200,000 subscribers. And there he is. I don't trust any man with a beard. It's just why? Beards just make you look older. It's really weird. In fact, talking about dodgy YouTube gurus, Here's a man who didn't used to have a beard, and he's grown one recently, and he looks a hell of a lot older as a result. Brian G. Johnson. And he goes, that's the end of Brian G. Johnson TV. And his channel was called Brian G. Johnson TV. And he's now changed it Future Creators with Brian G. Johnson. It made it sound like he was just giving up. And I thought, oh, maybe he is giving up. Because, again, he's another one he's got 167,000 subscribers. And he's been stuck at that sort of level for a while. All his videos, which I'll just bring it up briefly. All his videos are just the same old crap over and over again. And even in this latest, I watched this one. He just ended up going on about, I covered all the topics over and over. Excuse me. Covered all the topics over and over, and I'm done. I've had enough, and I'm quitting this, and blah blah blah. And yeah, why? Every year you'd say, you'd have the same videos trotted out. Well, what to do? What videos to make in 2024, in 2025, in 2026, and so on. And he even had one video. They're all just the same thing over and over again. And there's one video he put out which said, "How to get 1 million views with your next video," and it topped out about 6,000 views. So if he knew how to get 1 million views on each video, he'd be getting 1 million views on each video. And this particular video was weird. Maybe they're all like this. I don't know, but because I watched this whole one, you can't really see it from just when I just hover over a bit of it because he's just looking at one camera there. But he's got two cameras, and he just sort of switched between them, and it looked really, really awkward while he was doing it. And when you're talking to camera, talk to the camera. Don't it sounds simple. You want to talk to the camera, you talk to the camera. End of. Don't have two cameras and keep switching between them. I find that really disconcerting. Because someone's talking to you and they're giving you some information. Excuse me. You have a conversation with a friend. They're trying to make it sound like a friendly conversation. If you have a conversation with a friend, they're talking to you directly. They're not talking to you from two different angles. I also saw the same with the Xbox developer talk thing, whatever it was. I watched a couple of the games on that. Excuse me, drinky poos. I watched the interviews with a couple of those games, and every single person talking has the sort of talking at first straight on, head on, face onto the camera, and then they're talking at a sort of 45-degree angle from the camera because they've switched camera angle for no reason whatsoever. This is winter. Will you go away? When is spring coming? Somebody put in the comments when spring's coming because I'm sick of this. But yeah, you don't talk to people from two different angles. It just looks weird. TV documentaries do the same. Particularly when you have a sort of widescreen image. Really pops. A sort of widescreen image, and you have someone's face on the extreme left or right hand side of the image, and they're looking, say if they're on the left hand side, they're looking to the left hand edge of the screen. So you've sort of got the whole, trying to sort of imitate it with my cursor thing, you got a whole sort of widescreen image, their face is here, and they're pointing, they're sort of looking to the left hand side. So this whole right hand side of the screen is completely wasted. It's an interview. You're giving an interview. You're not making a fucking avatar by giving an interview, having all arty-farty camera work. No, you're just filming an interview. Just look at the camera, talk, and then stop talking when you're finished. It's that easy. Okay, I'm not on camera as I'm doing this, but you don't really want to see me coughing my bloody guts out at the moment, that's for sure. Okay, so just showing you, how views can be low sometimes on gameplay when you sort of start off posting a game video, because it takes a while for the algorithm, as it were, to sort of find the audience for your video. Sometimes it can take a couple of days, sometimes it takes a bit longer. Sometimes in the case of like a PSP game, like I've just started getting into Miami Vice, the game, because it's based on the 2006 film. Would you believe I never actually got around to watching the film until last week when it was on telly, even though it's 20 years old. And so people will search for the game on YouTube, and eventually for some reason my PSP gameplay videos do pretty well, so I expect that to get picked up in due course. So that's due to go live on Saturday morning. But the point of sort of looking at this, apart from showing you that sort of views take a while to get going, is that you sometimes get some really weird people. And I think this may have been, I posted a comment on Brian's video saying how YouTube gurus know absolutely nothing. And the answer is really just make they say the answer is to YouTube is to make videos that people want to watch. How do you know what that is? You don't. So maybe in my case, if I make some PSP gameplay videos, some of them will do pretty well. So if I make more of them, I'll get some hits. I might not get stellar hits on, for example, Resident Evil Village. I made a couple of videos on that because it's just gone live on Xbox Game Pass recently. But yeah, if anyone who wants to see Resident Evil Village will have looked that one up already because it came out a few years ago. I did make a video at the time anyway of the demo. But I think I upset someone in the comments. I can only imagine it was from this situation because they seemed to create about 3 accounts to like their own comments when they were replying to me on there, which I've since deleted my comments and reposted it. So their secondary comments have all disappeared, and I've since blocked that person anyway, so they can't comment again. So I think they've just created multiple accounts, because what they've done is I will put just a like on each video, just sort of get it going if you like. I don't know, I just fall into a habit. Sometimes gameplay videos will get likes from will get likes from people anyway. But then this troll, Chris, created multiple accounts, and he's done this all today at the time of recording this. I'm recording this on the Friday evening, and he's obviously just gone through each one. Dislike, 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 dislike. And they've done that with 3 accounts. Now what YouTube might do over the course of the next few days is it's sort of, it'll work out what's... This is kind of YouTube tips that Lady Dickade won't tell you. YouTube sort of system will sometimes work out that these are sort of malicious, spammy attempts to try and sort of downvote a video, and it'll weed out most or all of those, so it'll just go back to normal anyway. So they're completely wasting their time. But even still, if you downvote a video, it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever in terms of if you think it's going to harm it. Now they don't show up downvotes on videos anyway, because the Democrats got upset when people were downvoting Joe Biden's videos to hell and back. But it doesn't have any sort of negative effect. In fact, it does the opposite. YouTube counts, even whether an upvote or a like or dislike. I'm thinking of Reddit. Whether a like or a dislike on YouTube, YouTube thinks, oh, this is engagement. You might have heard me fart then. YouTube thinks this is engagement. Windy Pops. And, it's the other kind of Windy Pops. YouTube sees it as engagement either way. And so, if you downvote all my videos, dislike them, whatever, it has no negative impact on my videos whatsoever. And I once saw someone describe this on Reddit, I think it was, as a completely redundant metric anyway, because even if someone was going on to one video and clicking dislike, well, what do they dislike about it? Do they dislike the content, the title, me? I don't know. If someone doesn't leave a comment just to say why they disliked it, it doesn't tell me why. So I can't, if they have an issue with something, I don't know what it is in order to try and correct it for next time. So yeah, completely useless and redundant metric. Anyway, so that's just a snippet of how things work or don't work on YouTube, really. But let's get into Lady Dickhead's rubbish.
Hello everyone, it's me, Chloe, the host.
Now, sorry, yeah, stopping early there. Chloe. She was, I presume she was christened CHLOE, but she's since changed it to, we'll get to the Top Hat Teach page anyway, but Top Hat Teach with Richard Chloe, it's in the KKK. So maybe she's a fan of the KKK, I don't know. So she's KLOE, because she wants to try and sound cool. She wants to be down with the kids. Maybe like Stuart Hall and Rolf Harris and Jimmy Savile. They were quite down with the kids. Anyway.
Of Lady Decade and Lady Arcade, and no, this isn't a character bit or a skit or anything like that. It's just...
Now, okay. So she's obviously got two channels, Lady Arcade. Why would you have two channels? I don't know. Why did she talk like that? She talks like she's got something wrong with her, like she talks a bit slow. What's on wrong? Why do I keep talking like that? I don't know, because it just keeps coming out like that into the microphone. Sounds very robotic-like. Answers on a postcard, please.
Just me, very plainly saying, it's time for a change. January always brings with it this strange burst of optimism where everybody... Change. January always...
The change she's talking about, is she with child or not? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. There's going to be a lot of postcards coming in, and I've not even given you an address to write to. Send your postcards to Lady Decade, your street, your town, Yorkshire. Thank you.
always brings with it this strange burst of optimism where everybody suddenly...
Oh, that's the outfit that pops up later on, where she sort of... Is that sort of cosplay thing, or just sort of unwise beach attire? I don't know.
It feels like change is supposed to happen all at once, and big promises get made, timelines get invented, and...
I've got a Steam Deck. I've not used it as much as I thought I would do, quite frankly, but I don't take it out with me when I'm shopping or down the Trafford Centre or whatever. I wouldn't take it with... if I was doing a long holiday, I might take it with me for the plane. But I didn't take it with me when I went... I still got to get these bloody videos online. Last summer I went to Vienna. I did one video for Vienna, obviously, when I was singing Vienna, but which meant nothing to me. But yeah, I didn't take the Steam Deck then because it's relatively short flights by comparison, and you know, when you're away somewhere, you want to be looking at the stuff that you're going to see in the place you're going to see. You don't want to be sat there in a town square with, you know, gorgeous architecture and museums and whatnot, and you're sat there on your bloody Steam Deck. No way.
By the time the month is properly underway, most of it has already started to unravel. So, career, health, habits,
She's thinking of more grifts.
creativity, all bundled together into one great...
Hang on, the bloody thing isn't even on! There's the first mistake. Even I know, you know, I've used obviously I've played games longer than her, that's for sure. At least I know that when you're playing a Steam Deck or similar device, you switch the bloody thing on. Not difficult.
reset with very little thought given to sequence or scale. What really gets paused on is the least exciting question of all. What do I actually do first? If you watch this channel or even my...
Those insincere smiles. She just looks like she just shat herself. And she's just waiting for someone to clean her up. Don't volunteer, please.
Newer Lady Arcade channel, you'll already know that I've worked on and grown 2 YouTube channels. What you might not realise though is that before either of those I was also involved in growing another channel all the way to a YouTube play button.
That's her husband's, Richard. I don't get the thing about why he's in bits. That's from a few years ago when she was grifting in the first place with the I don't have that money video. I don't know. Someone try and explain that to me without that's gonna pass the YouTube censors. Don't be too graphic when you write a comment. But I get the impression it's a bit rude.
About 10 years ago, my husband made a New Year's
Oh God, a face not even his mother would love. That's just oh God, go away.
resolution. With a fair bit of encouragement from me, he decided that he wanted to start a YouTube gaming channel. And
Yeah, so difficult, isn't it? You just sign up, and then you've started your YouTube channel. Easy. You don't need to pay them money to do that.
being the supportive gamer and
Would you like to come see some puppies, little boy?
spouse that I am, I took on the role behind the camera from day one.
So she's going to talk about being involved in video production, which means just pointing a camera and shooting. Same as you can do with a phone.
Helping to plan, shape and write content alongside him.
Right, hang on. Windy pops. The last thing you do is write content. As I've said, you get other people to write it for you, and you pay them money for it. You don't write any of these fucking scripts yourself, lazy fuck.
And the plan was deliberately small and, more importantly, actually achievable. We didn't sit there promising ourselves that it would be a success or that it would change our working lives. The goal was far more modest than that. Start a YouTube channel, talk about retro games that we loved, upload videos we enjoyed making, and simply see where it went. And, well, it worked. That first channel, Top Hat Gaming Man, which is still our most viewed and verging on 200,000 subscribers now, wasn't chasing algorithms or trends or viral moments or anything like that. Basically, we didn't really have any idea what we were doing, so just made videos about stuff we liked. It was as simple as I press record, he talks about gaming, and off we went.
But not quite, because he just talks about what other people write for him to talk about. I mean, he makes endless videos about Street Fighter games and wrestling stuff. She goes on about him being a wrestler, even though, or was it cage fighter? I have no idea. Wrestler. He's about as scary as the fight in a bath. You know, if you met him in a ring, you just a stiff breeze would blow him over. Maybe he knocks his opponents out by just having a lot of garlic to eat beforehand for lunch. I don't know, but yeah, I can imagine the bloody smell.
Over time, a small audience found its way to the channel, and somehow, against all reasonable expectations, many of them stayed.
I can't stand smug people. I can't stand cocky people. He's a smug fucker.
Everything that followed came slowly. The false starts, the gradual improvement, the painfully slow traction, and eventually the reshaping of our family's working life. And
what an absolute tit. You go on holiday and you still fucking dress like that. Ugh.
after sharpening our skill set on the Top Hat Gaming Man channel, I decided it might actually be fun to step in front of the camera myself,
Oh, why did you do it?
rather than remaining the invisible person behind the scenes. By that point, we had a much better sense of what we were doing, and we'd just started to turn over a small amount of money.
But did you tell the HMRC? I bet you didn't.
It wasn't anywhere near like a living wage or anything, but it was clearly moving in that direction, and more importantly, it was still fun. Seeing something we genuinely enjoyed grow in a meaningful way was what kept us showing up and staying consistent.
Well, the money will if you pay for the scripts and then recite them and then get the money in.
None of this followed a grand plan. There was no clear destination. There was no moment that we sat down and decided what it all needed to become. It grew literally just because we kept turning up and doing the work.
I don't think... hang on, just go back to that thing.
Moments that we sat...
Yeah, I don't think just pulling a short sleeve shirt on down on your fat upper arms is going to make people think you've got massive biceps.
Down and decided what it all needed to become. It grew literally just because we kept turning up and doing the work. But still, what's easy to forget is how fiddly the whole thing was in the beginning.
Oh god, that way she said that word then. Forget. It's like an advert with some woman who after I feed the cat, after I feed the dog on the couch, She's got Febreze. That's it. Some mad. Well, I was going to say it's a ginger woman. It's a redhead who's in the video in the advert for Febreze. So she can spray her clothes and just use a spray. So I can wear that jacket one last time. She just sprays her clothes rather than actually, I don't know, put them in the wash or get some new clothes. She just keeps reusing her old clothes. But that advert, so the advert for Febreze with a redhead woman on it, they literally had, because when I watch a lot of daytime TV, they literally they've had 3 different women voice that advert over the last 2 or 3 years, and every single one of them has obviously been instructed to say, after I feed the dog on the couch, as the middle line. So they sort of fake an intonation of a laugh, just kind of the way she's done here, and it's just absolutely maddening. Another reason to mute that bloody advert.
Beginning. Starting a YouTube channel a decade ago wasn't just about
I just missed it again there.
doing the work. But still, what's easy to forget is how fiddly the whole thing was in the beginning. Starting a YouTube channel a decade ago wasn't just about having something to say. It required equipment you physically had to own. You needed a computer capable of editing without having an aneurysm.
Well, that's not too difficult. I mean, it's only you just film your stuff, you put it in the computer, and it's a bit easier now, I guess, than it used to be, because you have more compatible formats working now if you sort of shoot an MP4 or whatever, than in the past. But so things are a bit easier now, but it's still doable at any time of life.
And a proper camera, because most webcams were just not great and phone cameras simply weren't there yet. It came with a genuine cost barrier. If you couldn't afford the
I've never had to. She's got like a massive camera there. I've never had to buy one of them. What a load of joking.
entry fee, you simply didn't get to play. What's changed since then is that tech gatekeeping has more or less disappeared. You no longer need specialist equipment or a powerful PC, a lucky find on eBay or Facebook Marketplace.
Her video is just a load of shitty waffle, isn't it? And now mine is as well.
Or a small bougie fortune set aside just to get started. If you've got a smartphone, you're already holding technology that would have been considered wildly overpowered when I began. The tools aren't the obstacle anymore, but hesitation still is. The real sticking point with YouTube has never been overly about learning software or owning the right kit. It's more the moment where you have to put something you've made into the world and accept whatever comes back.
Looks like she's got a few more things ready to go out into the world there.
Including the possibility that nothing comes back at all. And that uncertainty is where most people stop, not because they weren't capable, but because hesitation takes over. Simply having one video live, even a messy one, already puts you ahead of countless people who talk about starting but never actually do.
Right. The easiest thing to do, if you're thinking about making a YouTube video, I'll tell you this for free. Turn the camera on with your phone, press record, start recording, talk, then when you're finished, stop recording, put it on your computer, edit the top and bottom off and bits where you might pause for a long time, and then upload it and publish it. You got to get a decent thumbnail. Try and work out a decent thumbnail and a decent title, a decent description, and think about when you're going to post it as well. I mean, for me, I post. I showed my thing before. I've got 3 gameplay videos to go up in the morning. Well, they won't all go up in the morning. I've got one to go up at 6 o'clock in the morning, another at 10 o'clock, and another at 2 in the afternoon. So sort of spread them out a bit, because as the time I'm recording this, it's just after 2 o'clock in the morning. Not really any point posting a video at 2 o'clock in the morning because every bugger's in bed. Then again, say with some videos you post it and then eventually YouTube can take a few days to find the audience for a video. So maybe it doesn't really matter what time you post it. At any time of the day, there's always people up and about in the world, and you'll find your channel gets viewed by people all over the world. So there's always it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, as they say. So there'll be people watching it. And then if YouTube recommends your video to people, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, because it'll recommend it to people who are there to watch it. Easy. That's YouTube in a nutshell.
And even among those who do begin, many lose momentum once the initial excitement fades, not from laziness or anything, but from a lack of direction or maybe feeling put off as things aren't moving as quickly as they'd hoped.
Because they haven't got big breasts to stick on camera.
And that's why this year feels different. That's why it's time for a change. A decade ago, the goal was to just get started. Now, the aim is to help other people move past that same point of hesitation or find their footing again if they've already begun and feel stuck. That's why we're starting our own coaching and mentorship program, so we can offer a clearer path forward, whether you're right at the start or even somewhere in the middle, but maybe feeling a little bit lost or wondering what went wrong.
As you might have gathered from what I've said so far, paying them money is a complete waste of time. I've sort of given you some tips on how to get started. So just go and get started. Well, wait, watch the rest of this video, obviously. But after you've done that, then get started and just post your videos and see if people watch them. And it's a learning process. You learn by doing it. You don't learn by paying someone else to tell you what to maybe do. And you're not going to, you're not going to learn anything from someone who came on camera when she got caught out with the was it Ray Harryhausen, wasn't it? And she used that image that in a video that that guy owned, and then she found herself on the wrong end of a £500 lawsuit, and she would have had to pay it in the end, I expect. What absolute prat! So you're not going to take advice from somebody like that unless you're a bit thick. But as I say, I've given you some tips. Just get started. Just make the video. That's all you have to do. Just get started. The end. No, not the end, because the starting is not the end. Starting is the beginning, obviously. Just get started and see how you go. Thank you.
I think one of the biggest problems new creators face now isn't a lack of advice, but too much of it. You look for a simple answer and end up wading through hours of videos that all claim to be essential, and instead of being guided, you feel buried. Understanding how the platform actually works gets replaced by rules and systems and supposed secrets, often coming from advice that's already out of date, until success starts to feel like something that you're meant to crack rather than something that you slowly build. Spend enough time around newer or smaller creators and you start to see the same patterns repeat. Expectations get shaped by highlight reels and big promises, and suddenly success feels like something that's supposed to arrive quickly, cleanly, and all at once.
Or just get your breasts out on camera. Easy.
But the problem is that framing success as something sudden pulls attention away from actually moves things forward. Learning what you're doing, improving incrementally, and sticking with the work long enough for it to compound. When that doesn't happen quickly, people either exhaust themselves chasing momentum that was never realistic, or lose direction altogether once the excitement wears off. A lot of the guidance that exists now doesn't really help with that. It tends to sell certainty before you've even worked out what you need. Promising clarity through systems, shortcuts, or
Promising clarity through blah, 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 blah. Is she ever going to get to the bloody point?
mindset fixes. And what most people actually need is far simpler. Someone to help them work
Jesus, put them away, love.
out what matters now, what can wait, and where they're wasting effort. And that's the gap.
Or shall I use that as a thumbnail? Forget, switch the subtitles off. Just, there we go. Is that a thumbnail? Then I'll put my face to the right hand side. I've had a couple of glasses of red wine. Why not? That carpet looks a bit dirty as well. I think, does she need to kind of replace the carpet, or what's she been doing? I don't really want to know.
What matters now, what can wait, and where they're wasting effort. And that's the gap that we're trying to fill. Then there's the course economy that has sprung up around all of this. There's also been a whole economy built up around that uncertainty. Courses, programs, and coaching packages promising clarity, direction, and results, often at prices that require a level of commitment that most people haven't even decided that they're ready for yet.
Yeah, so don't pay for any courses. Don't pay anyone out to, for any advice on things like that. It's crazy. It's like in a previous lifetime, I tried. Would you believe stand up comedy? I did that for a little while. It was partly fun, but I kind of If there's one thing I learned about that, especially, it's that the even though I did get some laughs out of it, the people who do best are the people who really want to do it, and I didn't take to it, and so I stopped doing it because it didn't feel right for me. I probably mentioned this before, and if you're not feeling it, then you're not gonna enjoy doing it, and then you're not gonna do well in it. But I've seen people who had done really well because they were they enjoyed doing it. They put the effort in as a result, and then they did really well out of it. But there are people who try and teach courses on comedy. You can't teach the course on comedy. You write what you think is funny, and and as mad as he is, I once saw an interview years ago, actually many years ago, before I even sort of started doing it, with Russell Brand, talking about how he could just you might write a sitcom idea, and it might take 2 years to come to the screen, if it ever does, or I could write an idea, have an idea about something, write it down into a joke or a sketch or whatever, and then I can perform it tonight. So you just have that idea and bang, you get it done straight away. So I think that was one of the few times Russell Brand actually made sense. But so you can't teach that. You just have the idea of the germ of an idea of the joke, and then and then as difficult as it can be to start it with, you just get up on stage and do it, and that's the only way you'll know whether it's funny or not. You might have to do it to a few audiences to get an idea, because not every audience will react the same. But paying someone money will not tell you whether or not that joke's funny. The only way you'll find out whether or not the joke's funny is by doing a few gigs with the same joke, and then you'll find out whether it's funny. And you can only find that again. It's like a lot of things. You can only find out through experience. And with this, the YouTube, you can only find out by making the video, hitting record, making the video, posting it, and then see what people say. That's it. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it. Easy. I like that Shia LaBeouf meme. Just do it. What are you waiting for?
And by the time you have paid, you're already being asked to believe rather than
Hey?
And by the time you have paid, you're already being asked to believe.
She can't even talk properly, can she? Then again, neither can I after a couple of glasses of red wine.
Rather than understand. And a lot of these offerings don't really start from where people actually are. They sell confidence before fundamentals, aspiration before context, and certainty before anyone has stopped to work out what the problem actually is. There's often an unspoken suggestion that success hinges on discovering the missing ingredient, the one trick, mindset shift, or a system that makes everything else fall into place. The language is always familiar: polished branding, motivational framing, and big claims paired with deliberately vague outcomes. It looks reassuring, but it rarely claims
What the hell does she look like? She certainly doesn't look like Mario, that's for sure. With all the stuff on the I don't have that many. With all the games on the shelves, it sort of made me think. Years ago I thought, I'd love a games room where I've got all the old consoles, hooked up to a TV, all the games ready to plug in, and then have loads of that kind of thing all in one room, yada yada. And then where would you get the cost for that anyway? The money to pay for all that. But even if you downloaded it all on emulators and had it all running through different emulators or one big emulator, when are you going to get the time to bloody play them all? So yeah, it's if you had an infinite amount of time in life, maybe. But even then, you sort of play games for a while, then you think, I'd rather go outside for a bit now.
With deliberately vague outcomes. It looks reassuring, but it rarely helps people decide what to do next. What most people need isn't another promise or a pep talk. They need someone to say plainly and honestly, start here, leave that alone for now, and don't wait.
Leave that alone. Yeah, if a few of the people in the comments on this video, they need to leave alone what they seem to have been picked up and playing with.
Waste your energy on this yet. That kind of guidance isn't glamorous and it doesn't scale particularly well, which is why it's so uncommon. And that's where we come in. The reason we're comfortable offering guidance at all is fairly simple.
They're scammers.
Teaching people how to start something properly and maintain it is literally what Richard, my husband, is trained to do.
Oh, he claims to be a teacher. So I have no idea what he teaches. I don't really care. Although it sounds like since he started doing all this, he no longer teaches. So he'll have the teaching... he'll have the teaching certificate, etc. But, you know, it won't really make a difference to anything to do with YouTube.
Richard is a fully qualified school teacher with a bachelor's degree, a PGCE in education and a full qualified teacher status.
Big deal. Who cares? You know, I think a PGCE, postgrad certificate in education. So it's not a PGCE in education, it's a postgrad, otherwise that would be a postgrad certificate of education in education. Same as like PIN number is like personal identification number. But yeah, it's you can get one of those within the space of a year. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a teacher anyway. Just having to deal with kids. I remember what it was like when I was at school. It was bad enough then. Who'd want to go back and do that?
Now, that matters because teaching isn't just about knowing a subject. It's about recognising when someone is overwhelmed, understanding how confidence collapses under pressure, and knowing how to
just fleece them of all their cash.
Break complicated ideas into steps that feel achievable rather than intimidating.
YouTube gurus talk bollocks. Don't listen to them.
Alongside that, Richard has a solid grounding in business and production. He holds a degree in business management, and
which is absolutely what a meaningless degree. What the hell does that mean? Business management. Well, bollocks. I've got mini pops. What did I get a degree in? Computer science and management science. With a part of that was marketing, the latter one. I don't use that on a daily basis. So yeah, absolute load of nonsense.
And spent 2 years studying video production and moving image. On top of that, he worked for a decade as a professional wrestler, which sounds unrelated.
Yeah, I found farts in my bath which are scarier than him. Just what a camp twat.
But turns out to be surprisingly relevant. Performing live teaches you how to hold attention, how to pace yourself, and how to communicate clearly without relying on trends or flashpoints. As for me, I've spent the last decade building and sustaining YouTube channels from the ground up, both behind the scenes and on camera.
And getting my tits out.
Prior to that, I also worked in gaming retail back when physical stores were still the norm and spent years in corporate office roles.
So, she worked at Game Station. Her saying she has, I've got lots of experience in the world of sales, is like saying I'm fucking Gordon Ramsay because I worked in a Little Chef. You know, she just worked on the front line in a game store. Great. So what?
Which gave me a practical understanding of how organisations actually operate, how decisions get made.
Yeah, badly.
To how partnerships work and how communication functions behind the scenes.
Just go back to that. What is the point of shaking hands? Just getting someone else's germs all over my hands. Why? No thanks. Stop it. That looks like an AI video anyway.
To how partnerships work and how communication functions behind the scenes. That perspective becomes useful later on, even if it's not something most people need to worry about on day one. Between us, there are 20 years of combined hands-on experience across education, production, performance, and actually sustaining YouTube channels over time, learned through doing the work, not theorising about it.
not really doing the work, just sort of scamming your audience into giving you money half the time.
And that kind of grounding is far more valuable than any hack or shortcut or fleeting viral moment could ever be. We've had enough success over the years for this to stop looking accidental, especially in a niche as crowded and unforgiving as gaming. Since 2019, YouTube has provided us with a steady, livable income, not through luck and not by chasing quick wins, but by showing up consistently and doing the work properly.
HMRC, are you watching? Thank you.
That's the basis of what we're offering. This isn't about selling fantasies or promising outcomes. It's about helping you spend your time sensibly and avoid some of the more painful lessons when there's no real benefit in learning them the hard way. Progress doesn't need to be fast or perfect, but it does need to be intentional. Everything that we're offering is shaped around where you are now, not around forcing you into someone else's version of success. And because of that, we wanted the structure to be flexible and affordable, something ongoing where people can learn at their own pace,
And just pay at your pace.
ask questions as they arise, and step away without pressure if it turns out it isn't right for them. So
Give us money. So $20 plus VAT. So $20 is about 15, 16 quid plus VAT. What's that these days? 17%, is it? Not quite sure. It's going to take you just over 20 quid, I think. What is it about? So let's say it's roughly 20%. So that's about 3 quid on top of it. So maybe around about 20 quid a month. Wow, big deal. Just you know, you're paying money for nothing. You're getting nothing out of this. It's a big deal for them because they're scamming you out of money. Don't pay them. Please don't pay them.
that's why we've chosen Patreon as the platform for Top Hat Teach.
So they can take your money and run off with it.
Unlike most courses or mentorship schemes, there's no lock-in. If it
Ooh, you pay money and get access to a Discord, that thing that's free from most people. And it's like a sort of interactive forum, as I understand it. I rarely use one because it just seems... I prefer, like, as bad as Reddit can be sometimes, at least if you have if you're having a conversation about something, you can post your comments on there and then come back to it later, you know, when you're ready. But I understand with Discords, it's more of a sort of live environment, so people are posting all the time and you might miss stuff. But I've not got the patience to keep track of what's on a Discord that's rushing by at speed all the time, so it's not for me. But it's a free thing that they're asking you to pay for. Ridiculous.
it's useful, you stay, and if it isn't, you can leave. People learn best when they feel supported, not boxed in. The same thinking applies to how the mentoring itself.
The trouble is, these people who pay, and there are quite a few, I'll see if I can bring it up in a bit, the people who pay will sort of feel beholden on them to pay and to not stop the payments going out, because they're sort of conned into their sort of into their grift, basically.
Is structured. One-to-one sessions are capped deliberately so people can actually get the time and attention that they need rather than being squeezed into something that looks good on paper but doesn't hold up in practice. At the same time, those sessions aren't the whole picture. There will also be structured group Zoom classes where shared problems can be worked through together, guided by a qualified teacher.
So just charging you money to listen to someone else's problems. Bit like being on Reddit and just posting your problem on there and people reply, you know, with their experiences. Just do that. It's free.
Using clear, practical presentations. And for anyone who needs more tailored support, the one-to-one option is there as well. And for those
Be even more bloody money.
of you who want to learn at your own pace without direct interaction, well, that's covered too. There'll be regular creator blogs on the Top Hat Teach Patreon.
Or just if you've got a question about Google about using YouTube, Google it. Chances are you'll find the answer that way. You don't need to pay them money to look on their stupid Patreon page.
Alongside practical tools, guidance, and a Discord space where YouTube can be discussed in a more
All these answers are out there online already. You don't need to pay them money for it. I'm going blue in the face just saying it. As blue as that bloody USB port on a PS2. Just Google it. Just do it. What are you waiting for?
Or informal, low-pressure way. Not everyone wants live sessions or personal mentoring, and that's completely fine. Sometimes what helps most is access to sensible information.
There are some people who like one-to-one sachets, one-to-one sessions. This is red wine talking. One-to-one sessions with Chloe because they're thirsty virgins. But and you're paying for that. What does that make her? Answers on a postcard.
Shared experience, and a place to ask questions without feeling foolish for asking them. We can't offer grand promises, guaranteed outcomes, or inflated claims about where this will lead.
So they'll just give you the sort of rough basics of what's comes to their mind at the time of you asking. But no one can guarantee what YouTube's algorithm will do. No one even knows what YouTube's algorithm will do. YouTube probably don't know what YouTube's algorithm will do. It's a whole load of phooey. Willy Pops. Just record your video, post it online, learn from mistakes, and see how it goes. That's it.
Everyone watching this is starting from a different place with different needs at different points, and the structure is built around that reality. It's flexible on purpose because that's how learning actually works. Trying to force everyone through the same process rarely helps anyone. Meeting people where they are is what leads to real progress. That's why we've never really believed that New Year's resolutions themselves are the problem. The issue isn't deciding to change, it's expecting that change has to be instant or dramatic to count. 10 years ago, a resolution didn't transform our lives overnight. It worked slowly at first, almost imperceptibly, and then it stuck. This year's resolution comes from the same place. It's about helping others.
Hang on.
And then it stuck. This year's resolution comes.
That t-shirt, why the hell's he got 3 Ainsley Harriets on it? I wouldn't even want one on it. Fucking hell. What a lunatic.
From the same place. It's about helping other people take that first step or take it again with a bit more clarity and far less noise than we had starting out. Whether you choose to join the mentorship or not genuinely matters less to us than whether you actually begin, because nothing shifts if you never start, and waiting for the right moment is usually just another way of putting it off. For anyone interested, Top Hat Teach begins at $20 US.
Oh, it begins. Right. So it's going to charge you more depending on what you want to pay for. Don't pay them money, please.
And is organised across 3 straightforward tiers on Patreon, so you can choose the level of support that makes sense for where you are right now. Nothing is locked behind long commitments, and you're free to move between tiers as your needs change. The goal is choice, not pressure. We're genuinely looking forward to teaching some of you over the coming months.
They just want your money. Don't give it to them, even though some already have.
And whether you join or simply take something useful away from this, I wish you a very happy new year, and here's to the next decade.
Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm not going to go through his video. It's the same kind of thing. But again, it's also his channel. He's made his time for a change, moving on video, and then he goes back to all the same old shit as before. And then he gets there. That yeah, I can leave that up. We unpublish your page due to inactivity. So am I actually logged into Patreon? I don't know. I've got a Patreon page, but yeah, I've not really used it. I might republish it, but nobody paid for it. I don't ask people to give me money. So if you wanted, there's a coffee thing. Buy me a coffee. That's better than giving the money, paying the money through YouTube, because YouTube take a lot of money out of it if you do it that way. But there's a coffee thing which they charge a nominal amount, which is a difficult word to say after you've had a couple of big glasses of red wine. Become a member. Hang on, membership options. What does it say? Oh, yeah, I'll come back to that. But where was the stuff about? What was it here? About. There we go. We're the creators behind those channels. We've been here 10 years. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to think. Ignore the nonsense spouted by coarse bros. Basically, that's what they're doing it. So what qualifies us to do this sort of thing? Absolutely nothing. So he's been a teacher, so what? You don't teach... Does he do like a primary school or something? He's not teaching young kids how to do YouTube. That's for sure. So that's a bit of a load of bollocks. Yeah, she works in a video game store. So, you know, the only thing she's got experience in is trying to sort of sell you extras like, you know, extra game cards or, you know, membership things, which is exactly what this crap is. It's just a indirect scam, basically. Both of us have been involved across all 3 channels, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, certainly not writing anything because you pay for somebody else to write the scripts. Top Hat Teach exists to help people start and manage YouTube channels with realistic expectations. You're not going to make a fortune. You're not going to make job-changing money. That's realistic. Refine an existing channel that feels stuck or directionless. Not really. If you're not feeling it, then it's not for you. You know, not everything is for everyone. Understand audience positioning and long-term sustainability. Well, I made some suggestions earlier on about how to deal with things. Just, you know, make your video, post it, see what people think of it, and then sort of learn from there. You learn by making videos. You don't learn by paying someone 20 quid for nothing. Avoid wasting time and money on empty promises and guru courses like this one. Exactly, don't give them any money. Create the audience you've always wanted. No, that's a nonsense. That sort of thing doesn't happen. Monetize what you're most passionate about. Well, I'm passionate about video games, but it doesn't really... don't pay no bills. Become part of a passionate learning community with a common goal. In other words, give us all your money. So, yeah, it's a load of old fooey. But here we are. 169 members, 44 paid members. So, in the last two or 3 weeks since both videos went up, they've only had 44 people pay. And they've only made 3 posts, which I cut. That link goes to his channel, by the way. 3 posts which you can't read unless you pay the money, but they posted on 2 on January the 2nd and 1 on January the 6th. We're now, at the time of recording this, January 24th, I think. And yeah, you know, it's a load of old fanny what they're selling you. Listen to what people are actually actively searching for. Yeah, you can make videos about viral topics if that's sort of your kind of thing. I've done that kind of thing before, or just make. I just like to make a lot of gameplay videos. You don't get major hits out of it, but I kind of enjoy it. So you do what you enjoy is the important thing. And it says the first 3 seconds matter more than anything. It's the first 30 seconds of a video that you want to grab people with. And you don't. So what a lot of people still do is have like an intro at the start of every bloody video. You don't want that because that just makes people switch away. Once people see the intro, they don't want to see it again. So yeah, don't bother with an intro. Just get straight on with your video. So yeah, that's how to teach, and don't pay them any money. And looking at her thing as well, just. Some of the comments are quite funny. Just have a look at a few of these. Only $20 deal. This literally could not come at a better time. Thanks. So this is someone who I bet he's not got any videos on his channel. No. 1 subscriber. So it makes me sound like it sounds like they've just created these channels themselves to comment on their own video. 10-year-old channel nearly, who's got 1 subscriber. Why would he pay money? Why would he pay them $20? Because he's not making videos anyway. Then we get Gladiator Shotgun. This was quite a funny one. I published, and by the way, when I clicked on his page, again, 1 subscriber, newish channel. He's done nothing. Yeah, according to this, I published 185 videos on YouTube and earned all of 33 subscribers and about 5 views per video after a year and a half. I made full-scale generative AI music videos. It's 100% waste of time and effort. YouTube is a guaranteed failure platform for 99% of users. Well, nobody wants AI slop. All you've done is, if that was, a valid comment because your channel's fucking empty, you made a load of AI video, a load of AI slop nobody wants to watch, and expected to make, be rich out of it. That's never going to happen. What's the channel you made 185 vids on? Oh, I already file saled the entire content library. So I think that just means to get rid of it all. So I doubt he even had that at all. I didn't know your given name was Chloe. It's a gorgeous name. There's one of the thirsty virgins there. Chloe with a K, like the Ku Klux Klan. Even prettier. Stop being so creepy. Yeah. Learning to be a YouTuber epic. No. Happy New Year. Congrats on the new endeavour. That's the Inspector Morse thing, isn't it? So, yeah, just can't wait to see all the new channels Lady Decade and Top Hat help spin up, which won't be any of them. So don't forget your channel. We're here waiting to hear about your obscure consoles and games, even though other people write all the scripts. So it's an absolute waste of time. Don't give them money. Don't give them money. Don't give them money. Don't give them money. The end. You'll never learn anything with Top Hat Teach apart from how to lose $20, if not more. Oh, let's see what the membership options are. Hang on. I've still got a little bit of red wine left. Just having a very brief look at this price. $15.50 a month plus that. Discord, Patreon blogs that they don't write anything about because they've given up on those already. Pay 31, so pay twice as much. Monthly live seminar, so group thing. Seminar topic suggestions on a dedicated channel on Discord. Live Q&As. Or you can re-watch the sessions. Wow. Rotating channel reviews where selected members receive constructive practical feedback. So, yeah, again, there are subreddits for that which you can just ask questions on and people will give you the advice if you really want it. It's as useful as their advice. Seminar, blah, blah, blah. What's the more expensive one? Oh, a private one-to-one session. You're paying £80 a month for nothing, plus that. So, yeah. Don't give them money, basically. Did I get that across at all? Don't give them money? If I didn't, don't give them money, don't give them money, don't give them money. That's it, basically. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell for all notifications, and yeah, well, cue Genesis. I don't want to cue Chloe anyway. But yeah, just do the hype thing as well. Look in the description how to do the hype thing, or where the comments thing is on a mobile phone. Just sort of swipe to the right on the comments, and then it brings up the hype thing, and you can just give it a. It's free, and you can just give it some numbers on there, and the more numbers it gets, the more this video gets shown to other people. So, do all that. Now.